Always looking over my shoulder at the clock, in case you're wondering why I keep looking that way. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to today's Midday Mindfulness Moment. My name is Erin. I own Eat Yoga Drink. And in case you're wondering why I look like this today, it's because I just taught an 80s themed yoga flow on WebEx. If you're interested in joining our morning yoga flows every morning at 9 a.m. Monday through Friday, it's totally free, it's totally streamed live, and it's a chance for you to connect with other yogis in a community, truly capitalizing the unity part of community. So it's not just like this, where it's sort of, this is not totally one way, yay for all the hearts. This isn't totally one way because I can see you popping up, I can see your comments, and I really appreciate that. But our morning yoga flow is a lot more interactive. And so this morning we did an 80s themed yoga flow. So I look absolutely ridiculous. I'll show you. I've got rocking up my 80s, and I've got my leg warmers on pink. So a lot of fun we had today. And today is a fun day all around because that happened this morning. And then tonight I'm leading a mindful drinking and movement class. Definitely a lot more drinking than movement. So if you're a little hesitant to join a yoga class, then don't worry about it. But if you join us tonight, it's donation-based. Donations are completely optional, of course, but they're a way for you to help support 3 local breweries where I teach yoga classes that are really struggling right now because their tap rooms are closed. They're still producing, they're still bottling and canning and trying to get the beer out to everyone who's at home. But if you're able to join us tonight, that is at 7 p.m. And if you don't know how to join us, just drop a message down below and I'm happy to send you the link. It's a different WebEx link than the morning class, and you can join us tonight. It's going to be a lot of fun. So that said, today's a day of fun, and my intention today, and today our class, our mindful moment together is all about setting intentions and the importance of intentions. And my intention this morning when I woke up is I am filled with joy. That was really important to me because, I don't need to keep repeating that we're in a very unprecedented time, a very surreal time in our life right now. And you could easily be completely consumed with all of the nonsense happening in the world right now. You could let that fill up your headspace and dwell on it and just let it eat you up. But you could also make the conscious choice to redirect your attention to other things. Present moment awareness. We've talked about using your 5 senses to bring attention to what is real now. You can fill your mind with gratitude. I've talked about gratitude journaling. Tomorrow we're going to do talk a little bit more about gratitude in tomorrow's mindfulness moment, and I have a special guest coming on for that. But anyway, today is all about setting intentions. Hi, Joanne. And intentions are a really powerful way for you to create a framework for how you show up in the world. So intentions are they're thoughts that guide your way of being, your way of doing, your way of speaking, your way of interacting with the world, the way that you see yourself as well. So it's sort of like a lens, and they're very different from goals. And I'll give you a little metaphor that I love to share when I teach workshops, where a goal is very future focused. It's very focused on outcome. And imagine that you are planning to climb your favorite mountain. So around here in Virginia, we have a mountain called Old Rag. That is a mountain that people kind of put on their bucket list when they're trying to achieve a goal. And so imagine that you are training for this mountain climb, and you spend a lot of time preparing physically. You get all your provisions packed up, you're dressed, you've got the right shoes, and you go out, and your goal that day is to climb Old Rag. And you start to climb, and all you can think about is getting to the top, accomplishing your goal. And foul weather rolls in, and it's totally out of your hands, but here comes a thunderstorm, and it's not safe for you to be on the mountain. So you have to turn around and go home so that you're safe. And you go home feeling a little bit dejected because you didn't climb the mountain, and you'll be able to do it at another time, but you feel kind of defeated, right? So when we don't accomplish our goals, even if it's for reasons beyond our control, we get sad, we get a little bit, off put. Versus an intention which is not forward focused at all. It's not focused on achieving something later or outcome based or expectation based. And intention is based on present moment energy. So it is a framework, a lens that you impose right now, and it sets your way of being. And so if you climb that mountain, but rather than having a goal where I must reach the top, I must summit, I must accomplish this today, if you go out with an intention of, I'm going to do my best climbing, and I'm going to be sure to notice all of the wildlife and all of the fauna and flora along the way. I'm going to just go out and be present for my hike and see what I see. And then you start to notice, right? You notice the way your boots crunch the soil and some pretty rocks and some native plants that maybe you don't see around your own home, and maybe you look up and see the gorgeous clouds in the sky. I'm such a cloud lover, so clouds are always really important to me. Maybe you notice a snake or a squirrel or a chipmunk or something. You're just present for the life around you, and you're just enjoying every step of the way, every fresh breath you're taking. And then, you notice while you're looking at the clouds that the storm whips through, and you have to turn around and go home. And when you go home, you don't go home with that same sense of failure, right? I didn't reach my goal, because you didn't set a goal. Your goal was to, to climb if you had a goal. But your intention was to be present every step of the way, every breath of the way, to notice everything along the way. And you did that. You very well were present in those moments, and then you were present to notice that it was no longer safe and you had to turn around. So just to try to help you understand a little bit of the difference between goals and intentions, so that, and not to say goals are bad, we need goals to motivate us. Many of you set goals in your work. They inspire us in many ways. But in intention, if you wake up in the morning and set your intention, it will change the way you go about your day. I promise you. I absolutely promise you. If you wake up and set an intention of, let's say, gratitude, then no matter what happens throughout the day, and you keep checking in with, I am grateful, I am grateful, I am grateful, then those things that may have seemed so large and imposing before aren't such a big deal, right? You can get over them because you keep tethering back to the fact that you're grateful. So if you miss your bus, and I'm using bad examples because no one's going anywhere right now, but let's say you miss your bus, you're still grateful that there's another one coming, and that your boss is forgiving and will give you a little pass on being late, or there's always some light at the end of a storm, right? So there's always something to be grateful for. Or maybe your intention is, I respect my body. I show up for myself. And so you make smart, healthy choices throughout the day, and it just inspires you to maybe drink more water or take more steps or park your car further away in that parking lot and make yourself walk a little further to get a little bit more exercise. So there are different ways, and we'll go through an exercise in a moment that help to get you thinking a little bit about intention setting. One of my favorite ones is I am enough. And I think that's one that many of us can come back to over and over if we are feeling in any way deficient, or if we're shaming ourselves, or if we feel like the world is telling us we're not good enough for any reason. Reminding yourself that you are enough, you are whole in your humanness, you are complete, and you are always enough. And I love that one because it helps you in your day-to-day interactions. It helps you set boundaries. It helps you to exercise your power of no when no is the right way to go. So just think about what inspires you, what motivates you, what is passionate within you that's burning, that's just aching to kind of set that framework for your being. The past few weeks, as we've gone through this new normal of life, my intention that I've carried with me the whole time is I have enough, I am enough, I am grateful. And that's inspired by this sense of, I could very well spend all my time dwelling in all the events that have been canceled, all the income that I'm losing out on, but I know that we're fine, and I have enough. I have enough. I have a roof over my head. I have resources to feed myself and my family, and it's fine. I have enough. So I'm grateful for that. I am enough, right? So I'm expected to be this working businesswoman right now, trying to keep everything afloat, trying to connect with my yoga community, trying to maintain some semblance of order in the business, while trying to homeschool the kids, and take care of things around the house and make sure food is on the table, and safely go get provisions to make stuff. It's a lot. Everyone out there, you all are dealing with a lot right now, more than normal. So you are enough, just as I am enough. You have to remind yourself of that. And I am grateful, because again, it's tethering me to the fact that even though things are pretty crummy right now, I'm still so filled with blessings in my life. And that's what I choose to spend my mental energy on, rather than feeling, oh, woe is me, right? Because that doesn't serve anyone any good. You can rewire the brain to find more pleasure and joy by changing your neural habits, by gravitating more toward the things that you're grateful for or blessed for, things that you have this sense of abundance, rather than a sense of fear and deficiency. So just think about that. That's mine. I'm just offering that out there. But today, as I mentioned earlier, my intention is I am filled with joy. I'm filled with joy. I'm so excited for today. Excited because the sun was going to shine. The weather was going to be a little nicer so we can take some walks outside. Excited to teach this 80s yoga class that I taught this morning. Here we go, off the shoulder. And excited that I've got another event tonight that's going to bring community together. So I know there's something out there for which you can feel joyful, but maybe that's not your intention today. So let's take a moment to do a little exercise. So find yourself settling into a comfortable seat, relaxing through the body, releasing any tightness and tension. Take a big breath in, sigh it out. Do that twice more. Breathe in. Last one. Bring in all the energy of your day so far. And let it go. So you can start fresh, because this moment is a new moment. And maybe it's comfortable for you to close your eyes. Maybe not. Maybe just let the eyes drift to a spot somewhere in the room where the gaze can be steady. So we think about intention as a focal point. And when we give our attention to our intention, we will see it flourish, blossom, and grow, sort of like a seed you're planting. Attention goes, and then the energy grows into that space. So here are a few thought starters to help you think about your intention. What matters most to you? Just make a mental list of things that are important to you in your life. Is there something that you would like to build, create, cultivate? Is there something that you would like to nurture? Maybe it's an idea, maybe it's a living thing. Is there anything that you want to let go of? Have you been stuck in a thought habit? Have you been carrying a grudge? Have you had a hard time forgiving someone? Would it feel nice to find freedom by letting something go? What do you feel like when you are your happiest? Each of us can relate to a time in our life when we were just on top of the world. How did you get there? What inspired that feeling of joy? What makes you proud? Think about what brings you that sense of pride. Right? Maybe it's courage, bravery. Maybe it's a specific accomplishment. What words would you like to use to describe yourself? What words make you feel really aligned with your life as you see it? Or how is it that you want to be seen? And what are you grateful for? What are the blessings in your life that truly bring you joy when you pause to settle your mind on those things? When you stop and reflect on any one of those questions, you may find that there's an energy of intention already beginning to cultivate, words forming that inspire your way of being. And so grab that and create your personal mantra statement here. Create your intention. Make it simple. I am, fill in the blank. And once you have it, say it over and over and feel it in your body. If it doesn't feel right, let it go and just come back to reflecting on those questions as a way to have something authentically land with you. And if you'd like, say it out loud or type it in the comments down below. I would love to see your intentions pop up. It's really important that once we settle on our intention, and it can be a daily intention, it can be different every day, it can change throughout the day. It could be an intention that you hold every single day of your life. You don't normally mind as I am grateful, but every once in a while, like today, something new pops in. But it's important that we hold ourselves accountable for those intentions by saying them out loud, sharing them with someone, putting them on a sticky note and putting it all over the house so that you can check in and hold yourself accountable throughout the day to make sure that you're speaking and acting and behaving and holding only thoughts that are congruent with that intention. And when you start to find yourself getting out of line a little bit, sinking back into that rabbit hole of unpleasantness, right? Use this intention to draw you back home. Joanne just shared, I am calm. Thank you, Joanne. If anyone else wants to share theirs, feel free to drop it up there. You can do it now. You can do it later if you're watching this at a later time. But just know that if you make this a practice every single day, it will radically change your life. It'll hold you accountable for the true energy that will guide your life in a way that connects you always to your passion and your purpose. So if you have any other questions about intention setting, please let me know. You know how to reach me. I hope to see you all tonight at 7 p.m. If you don't know how to hop on to that mindful drinking experience, again, just plot me a message and I'll feel free to send you the link. And yes, Katie, you are valuable. You absolutely are. You're a gem. Let me know how else I can help you. Let me know if you have any other ideas. I'm starting to think about themes for next week's yoga class and next week's Midday Mindfulness Moments. So if there's something that you want to do or see or talk about, let me know because I'm open for suggestions. Like I said, tomorrow we're going to be doing a gratitude flow at 9 a.m. and then this Midday Mindfulness Moment will be connected toward, or will be geared toward mindfulness. I'm just reading Anna. I am doing enough. Yes, you are. You are enough today and every day. All right. I love you guys so much. I'm grateful that you're here with me and us to practice. And let me know if you have questions. And until then, namaste.